I am not sorry for something I didn't do, and I am not sorry for the things I did do.
Mr. Oneal,
All right.
Listen, stop.
All right.
Listen to me.
I'm not
You're not going to raise your voice again.
I'm not going to raise my voice again. I'm not.
I will have you removed from this courtroom. I can sentence you without you being present.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't conduct
I
yourself.
understand, Your Honor.
Thank you.
But I will say, I'm sorry for your loss.
19 years I've been at this job. I've seen human beings killed at the hands of others in every way imaginable. You name it, I've seen it. Shootings, stabbings, drownings, suffocatings, blown apart by cars in DUI manslaughter cases. Horrible things. This is the worst case I have ever seen as far as the facts go. When the person from fire department, when he testified, and when he said that he retrieved the body of Ronnie Oneal from the home, and all he could do was sob. It took every ounce I had not to start sobbing too. Because there is no way any person with any feeling could have witnessed or seen the photos of what occurred that night and not be haunted for the rest of your life. I know I will be. For the rest of my life, I'll be haunted by what I saw as far as the evidence and just the abject cruelty of it all. The abject cruelty. And I was aware, because I reviewed a lot of the discovery ahead of time, as you well know, did a lot of in-camera inspection of a lot of documents. And I was aware there was some evidence, at least, that when you needed to recover from your gunshot wound, that neither your parents nor your Aisha, Ms. Robinson, would let you come recover at their home. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not going to get into a dispute. I'm just mentioning there was some evidence referencing that in the records. And all I could think about, because I knew that Miss Barron was not with you romantically at the time. And I knew that she just out of the goodness of her heart let you come stay with her. And it is beyond tragic that that critical decision ended in so much horror for her and for her children. It is unspeakably cruel what happened as a result of that one decision. The way that Ms. Barron died was horrific, and that 911 call, which captured truly all of it. You heard, and everyone who's heard that 911 call heard a death scream. If anybody ever wants to know what it sounds like before a human being dies, knowing that their death is imminent, that's exactly what it is. That was a death scream.
We're going to see if it's true.
But what happened to little Ronivia and to little Ronnie, but I'm going to focus on Ronivia, because she was special. And you could tell Miss Barron had done everything she could to create a beautiful home for her family. I noticed that the Ronivia's bedroom, before you set it on fire, you could tell she tried so hard to make her feel like a princess. Kenyatta did everything she could. And I noticed too in the kitchen, on the refrigerator, she put up magnets that said faith, love, family, hope. And then you know what else happened to that refrigerator during that night? It got splattered with blood all over it due to what happened. Little Ronivia, she couldn't scream, she couldn't run away, and she witnessed what you did to her mother as far as shooting her mother in the arm with the gunshot. She knew. And the horror that that child suffered. And she already had a life where she was born with challenges regarding her physical and her mental disabilities. But the pain and suffering that she suffered that night at your hands, unspeakable unspeakable, absolutely unspeakable. And at the moment, that first time you struck her with that hatchet, and little Ronnie testified that all he could see was tears coming out of his sister's face. At that moment, that child knew. She knew she was being betrayed in the cruelest, most tragic, and sorrowful way that a child could ever be betrayed. She was being betrayed by her parent, the one person that should be there to protect their children and love them and keep them from harm. And that was the last thing that child felt before she passed on from this earth, was your utter, cruel betrayal to her. And I read somewhere, and I don't know if it's true or not, I have no idea, but I read somewhere that souls pick their lives, and that they know exactly how difficult their lives are going to be before they enter into this world. And I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, Ronnie Oneal is one of the bravest souls I have ever come across in my 54 years on this planet. One of the bravest ever, ever, because she suffered so traumatically.
Favorite local, especially after I spoke. Support the real again, get rid of the fake, the effort to the industry. What up with the visionaries? First off, all prayers to that little boy. All prayers, all positive vibes, everything in which positivity and long life and non-trauma and everything that kid could get to help him mentally. Let me walk y'all through this. Imagine your father, or you are a young child. Imagine your father taking a hatchet and beating the hell out of your mama, and your mom has tears as she runs out of the house to presumably give you a fighting chance because she doesn't know how over the edge your father just went. Then your father in turn then kills your baby sister, stabs you up, leaves you in the house, and sets the house on fire. And not only does he do that, he gets caught. And not only does he get caught, he says he didn't do it. Then he looks you right in the face and he says, "Did I stab you?" And you have to look him dead in his face and go, "Yeah, you did." Then you had to live that trauma over again. Not only do you have to live that trauma, eventually one day you're going to have to face this man again as a man of your own and listen to the bullshit he has to spew. Prayers for that little boy who has been through more shit than a lot of us will ever go through in our lives. That's just truth. To the judge, might I ask you, what the fuck was that? What was the point of doing all that, honestly? You're giving him a talking to? A verbal spanking? Is that what we're doing? Nothing in what she did made any sense to me personally. Maybe y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. What y'all think about that judge, what she said to that demon. Ronnie Oneal will never see this. But you will. Trauma is no excuse to pass on trauma. Let me say that again. Trauma is no excuse to pass on trauma. I don't care that this man was shot. I don't care that this man was molested. When y'all hear me say all lives is precious, nah, I'm not a proponent of the death penalty. I'm not. You're supposed to, in my opinion, from a quote in which was said that I actually agree with and that I like, it says you judge a society based on how they do their criminals. Now, with that said, I'm a proponent of torture. Definitely. Ronnie Oneal is the definition of evil. You're waiting for Satan or Candyman or some jack-in-the-box demon to pop out? You waiting for that shaitanin? That's Arabic for Satan. There goes shaitanin right there. One thing I'm kind of pissed off that I laughed at was that dude going viral saying the shit he said in that court. Because that kid has to live that. Man, standing there like this. If I was that judge, I would have said, listen, officers, stomp him in the nuts. We would have took turns, billy clubs, beating the hell out of him. I'm a proponent of that. I'm not a proponent of putting it out there in the open. But killing him, nah, I'm not with that. That's not enough. That's easy. Killing is easy. It's easy as hell to take a gun and bow. It is. Ronnie had a father testify against him, a son testify against him. Just think about what that means as a man. For the man who raised you and the man that you're raising, which is your living reincarnation, by the way. They said it takes a village to raise a child. And it takes a good neighbor to keep your house secure. I'm not telling anybody to turn Superman. I'm not saying that at all. What I would love to see is if somebody asked you, how's your day going? You let them know just a little bit. And if you're the person asking, you be more sympathetic and empathetic. Meaning, understand what you're hearing and then try to feel it. I know it's hard. But we got to do something. Because the path in which we keep traveling is horrible. We have mass shootings, murders, stabbings, drownings, suicides. Hell, in the last 3 years, whether you want to say great or good or bad or whatever, in the last 3 years, cop suicides have been going up. And yeah, some of them had jobs they were about to lose. If you get life insurance, after 2 years, you can off yourself and you can get your full life insurance. Yeah, that's the thing. Go look it up. As a society, it's something we had to start to look at. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just asking you, can you look at that? Hey, brother, hey, sister, how you doing today? And just listen. Listen intently. You want to know how people know when people are listening? When they ask questions. Oh, man, I'm messed up today. What's got you so messed up, bro? Let's walk through this real quick. Well, I'm losing my job. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay. So let me ask you this. if you're able to obtain a job, would that take your bad day to good? Yeah. Okay, so brother, what you having isn't a bad day at all. You're having a character building day. You're having a build your trait day. Your trait day today is resourcefulness. Do you know how to use this? Do you know how to do that? Or I may have somebody who's hired. Are you willing to settle for that until you can move up in that job and get a managerial position? See, these are the conversations in which we have to start having. Because if we don't, then all is lost. Y'all expect me to keep it real because you know that I will. I do this daily, baby. How do you fight back? Simple. Press subscribe. Join the movement over there on Instagram at CEDDYNASH. One word. That's where you and I can stay in contact. Plus, I'm going to like your pictures and all that, as long as it's public. To the crew, that's the truth. With the visionaries. I'll catch you in the next one.